Hello, Dr. McKinney here. Thanks for giving me a few minutes of your time so I can personally share with you some good news about REST. Over the years, God has really been good to REST, and now REST has received an unbelievable challenge. Our successful meeting this challenge could open the doors of America to grassroots faith-based communities, churches, to do business with the government through REST, which would put us and our churches in a more favorable situation for many great results, including income streams and job for REST counselors and staff. But we need your support to help us take REST to a new level of organization and success. Hopefully, this video will increase your pride and gratitude of being a REST graduate, and that you will become more active and grow with REST. In this video, I'm going to be talking about REST graduate alumni pride and gratitude. When I mention pride, I'm defining it as a state of feeling satisfied and or pleasure by being connected to REST. When I mention gratitude, it's going to be defined as the quality or feeling and being thankful and appreciative for being a graduate alumni of REST. For example, as the REST founder and executive director, I am proud and grateful for 12 REST blessings: the mission, the graduates, the training, the churches, the professional staff, the volunteer soldiers, the clients, the territory we cover, our activities, our partnerships, our programs, and our accomplishments. The REST mission motto is training thousands to heal millions. I'm proud that we're right on track. We have trained over 4,000 graduates. Our second mission is to organize, train, and supervise the faith community to provide social services. And we currently have at least 350 churches to work with. Listen to what research says about the REST Education Training and Internship Program. The REST training and intern is so intense and thorough that REST will continue with or without the direct supervision of Dr. McKinney and the REST staff. Sheila, the director of REST Education and Training, says, "I am proud and grateful for all REST graduates, including myself." Why are we proud of the journey that God has led us on? We have REST trained alumni in 29 states, 51 counties, 47 cities, including countries in the Caribbean and in Africa. We have worked in 10 U.S. prisons in 6 different counties. We've had 3 hospitals as partners. We have 5 federal service agencies as partners, 3 major U.S. universities as partners, 5 criminal justice partners, 3 federal and 2 state, 3 cities as partners, and approximately 350 faith-based organizations or churches as partners. For example, on the West Coast area, we have 826 graduates over 4 states, 22 cities, and 12 counties. In Las Vegas, Nevada, most of our graduates were ex-offenders that were clients of ours when the federal government paid us to hire them because they excelled in therapy. Also in Las Vegas REST, we had a professional multicultural counseling team. Nurses and doctors graduated in our program in REST, California. In the Southwest states area, we had 246 REST graduates, 3 states, 6 cities, and 6 counties. In this region, the majority of the graduates were from New Orleans, Houston, and the Dallas-Fort Worth area. In the southern states area, we had 709 graduates, 5 states, 12 cities, and 12 counties. One of our young graduates is now a graduate school professor. In our East Coast states area, we had 2,156 REST graduates, 7 states, 19 cities, and 19 counties. In the city of Philadelphia, we had 1,500 graduates representing all major denominations and several religions, with the largest number of graduates completing their internship. At this moment, REST is the #1 faith-based mental health social service support reentry program in America. Thumbs up with pride and gratitude when this sister heard REST was the #1 faith-based reentry program in America. Great! But why is REST #1? Good question. Here is the answer. One of those major research studies I was telling you about conducted a national research project by identifying the top 16 faith-based reentry programs in the U.S., studied them, analyzed them, compared them, contrasted them, and REST was chosen for the 4 following reasons. #1, REST was the only program that addresses to some degree the majority of services that inmates need to remain crime and drug-free. #2, REST is the only faith-based reentry program that can provide reentry services to 1,000 inmates in any one location, city or county, each year. #3, research concluded that REST was the brightest light in the grim world of reentry. The 4th reason for REST being #1 in America comes from the findings of a federal-funded research study that also studied all of the top faith-based reentry programs in America and declared REST as #1 and as the only faith-based social service reentry program that could withstand the rigors of intense scientific studies. The study also validated the REST Philly project achievements as follows. 6 listed achievements. #1, 200 participating churches from one major city. #2, REST educated and trained 1,500 counselors and mentors from the same city. #3, 300 of these students completed 2-year internships. #4, 5,000 inmates made application for the REST counseling. 2,200 were approved by the prisons and enrolled. 1,420 completed a minimum of 16 weeks of counseling and graduated. #5, counseling services were held in 6 Philadelphia prisons and 3 state of Pennsylvania facilities. #6, REST was approved by the courts as a resource for A, inmate early release, B, alternative sentencing, and C, referrals of ex-offenders, their family members, including those who were addicted. A special research study of inmates was conducted using a random sample of 38,000 inmates. It was designed to find how the inmates felt about 7 different prison programs. The results were that REST had the highest approval rating, 70.8%, which was much higher than any other program in the prisons. An additional reason why REST is #1 in the USA. Can you say, yes, I feel proud and grateful for the education and training I received from REST, the #1 faith-based reentry program in the USA? 2 years ago, I was contacted by a research professional whose message was a new special graduate school research textbook focuses on faith-based social service research, and it spotlights REST. You need to read it. I purchased the book and began reading it. The book reviews were very good, naming it the Bible of faith-based social service research. I didn't have to read too long before REST was introduced as the most promising faith-based social service research model. Quoting from one of the federal-funded studies on REST, the evaluability assessment of REST. This textbook also identifies 2 other important factors of REST from another major study that expands REST as an ideal faith-based social service research model are: 1, REST is the most portable model reviewed to date. And #2, REST is a means of reducing recidivism among inmates. Exactly what is the challenge to REST from the authors of this textbook, the federal research agencies, and other researchers across America? They want scientific evidence that a particular faith-based social service reentry provider actually works and on what level. They are challenging REST to provide the evidence by setting up new REST projects to answer the following questions. Number one, can the REST Faith-based Reentry project be moved and duplicated in other states, counties, and cities? Number two, when compared to other social services, is REST Faith-based services better than other non-faith-based services? Number three, when compared to other social services, is REST Faith-based services cheaper than other non-faith-based services? Number four, how and why does REST work? And number five, what makes REST successful? You may be asking, what is the importance of these 5 questions? Here's your answer. If the answers to these 5 questions are positive, then a possible cost savings to the states and the federal government could be, with the expansion of the REST program, up to $11.9 billion each year. Well, let me think about this. 11.9 billion saved off of the national, state, and local criminal justice budget of 270 billion. Hey, that's only 5% saving. Could I do that? Well, they are challenging me, so they must think I can. They're betting on me. Well, I guess I'd be a fool if I didn't bet on me. What about you? The great news is that REST has accepted the challenge to set up REST reentry projects and programs in other cities, counties, and states, and provide the necessary data for research answers to the 5 questions. Now, this decision should make every REST graduate filled with pride and gratitude. If you really feel pride in being attached to REST, the question becomes, how do you express your good feeling of pride in REST? One of the answers is by your testimony to others about what REST is and is doing to help others who are troubled or in trouble. If you really feel grateful about what the REST program has given you, the question becomes, how do you express your grateful feeling to REST? One of the answers is by giving back to REST your personal financial support and your gift of time as an active supporter of REST. Yes, REST needs your financial support. We cannot succeed without it. However, we also need you as a volunteer soldier in the REST army of compassionate soldiers. This is the force needed for us to expand REST into programs and projects across America. We need a REST army working in community teams as we strive to move forward, providing the evidence to validate the REST belief that when you put God in the picture, people get out of trouble and they are healed from their emotional illness. So we need you either working on the front line of battle or working behind the line, the REST program. In other words, we need you to assist us in achieving the following 3 tasks. Help us find missing graduates by getting in touch with those graduates that you know. And support REST on the social media, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Tell the REST grads you know to list their name on Facebook, the REST graduate page, and to become a REST subscriber on YouTube REST videos. And join REST on Twitter for weekly health tweets. Now for task number 3, I need you to think big. For task number 3, we are kicking off the REST Alumni fundraising campaign with a goal of $200,000. We are depending on you to be a sustaining donor with a monthly donation of at least $10 for at least 12 months. We are using the sustaining donor concept because it is the base for raising additional funds from other sources. Other funding sources are motivated by an organization's base, and for REST, our base is our graduates who have benefited from the REST program. Let me show you how it works over a 12-month period. For example, our goal is $200,000. $30 a month donation requires 556 alumni donors. $20 monthly donations requires 834 sustaining supporters, and $10 a month donations requires 1,667 sustaining donors. And of course, the campaign will have mixed donors. Requesting funds from other sources, we can show them our monthly report of the graduate campaign income and assure them that our alumni base is a solid foundation. REST graduates, it's now time for action. We have a $11.9 billion research project ahead. It's time to renew your loyalty and show your gratitude to God. Let's work together. Together, we can succeed if we stay focused on Jesus. Thank you for your support. Sheila and I are proud and grateful for each of you in God's service with us.